When people think of Italy, many imagine pasta, pizza, art, and ancient history. But among the most iconic landmarks of this beautiful country, one building always grabs attention: the Leaning Tower of Pisa. At first glance, it almost looks like an architectural joke. A tall, elegant tower that appears as though it's about to fall over at any moment. And yet, it has been standing like this for more than 800 years. But here's the fascinating truth. This tilt was never part of the original plan. The construction of the tower began in 1173. Pisa, at that time, was a wealthy and powerful maritime republic. The people wanted a grand cathedral complex, one that would rival those in other Italian cities. So they designed a magnificent square with a cathedral, a baptistry, and a bell tower. That bell tower, of course, is what we now call the Leaning Tower of Pisa. But almost from the very beginning, things didn't go as expected. As workers laid down the foundation and began building upward, they noticed something unusual. The ground beneath wasn't strong enough to hold such a heavy structure. Pisa is built on soft soil, clay, sand, and shells from an ancient river delta. This ground began to shift under the weight of the tower, causing it to lean to one side. Imagine the panic of the builders. They had planned for a perfectly straight, elegant bell tower. Instead, it began to look like it was sinking. Construction was stopped several times over the years as architects tried to solve the problem. Some attempted to build extra weight on one side to counter the tilt. Others thought about tearing it down entirely. But the people of Pisa didn't give up. The tower was built in stages over nearly 200 years, and each new group of builders had to make adjustments to deal with the lean. If you look closely, you'll notice that the tower actually curves slightly. That's because later architects tried to correct the tilt by building one side taller than the other, giving it a subtle banana shape. By the time it was completed in the 14th century, the Leaning Tower of Pisa had become famous not just as a bell tower, but as a wonder of engineering, though maybe not in the way the builders intended. Over the centuries, the lean only grew worse. By the 20th century, the tilt had reached more than 5 degrees, and many experts feared the tower would eventually collapse. Engineers and historians from around the world worked together to save it. In the 1990s, a major restoration project began. Soil was carefully removed from underneath one side, and special weights were added to stabilize the structure. By 2001, the tower was declared safe once again, with its lean reduced to about 4 degrees. And that's how it stands today, still leaning, but safe enough to welcome millions of visitors every year. But the Leaning Tower of Pisa is more than just an engineering accident. It's also a symbol of resilience. For centuries, people have admired the way it refuses to fall, defying gravity in a way that feels almost magical. It has inspired countless artists, poets, and even scientists. One of the most famous stories involves Galileo Galilei, the legendary scientist born in Pisa. According to legend, He dropped two spheres of different weights from the tower to prove that objects fall at the same speed, regardless of their mass. Whether this story is entirely true or not, it has become a powerful symbol of human curiosity and scientific discovery. Today, millions of tourists travel to Pisa every year, not just to admire the tower, but also to take playful photos, pretending to hold it up with their hands or push it over with a gentle touch. The Leaning Tower has become more than just a historical monument. It's a global cultural icon. So, the next time you see a picture of the Leaning Tower of Pisa, remember this. Its famous tilt was never intentional. It's the result of soft soil, human determination, centuries of problem solving, and the passage of time. What began as a mistake has transformed into one of the most beloved landmarks on Earth. The Leaning Tower of Pisa reminds us that even our imperfections can become our greatest strengths. Sometimes, what seems like a flaw can turn into the very thing that makes us unforgettable.